Hello, my friends. I'm Kathleen Kapkara from Trinity Church, sometimes known as Miss Kathleen. I sure miss having you in Sunday school. I'd like to hear from you to find out if you'd like to have a Zoom Sunday school starting in September so we can see each other and kind of talk. Or maybe you're all zoomed out. Maybe you'd just like to watch these videos with your family, but please let me know. I could send some craft materials to your house maybe, and we could talk about a project. I'm excited for the fall, and I'm sorry that we can't be together. But right now we're going to hear a story, and as you know, I'd like to get ready for a story by listening. And we don't just listen with our ears, we listen with our imaginations and our hearts and our minds. But we're going to listen with our ears to this ringing bowl, singing bowl. And when we can't hear it anymore, I'll start the story. Ready? God is love, Jesus is the light, the Spirit is here. Look, I think you know what this might be. It looks old, so it could be a parable because parables are very old. They're more than 2,000 years old. And it looks like it could be a present because it's in a box. And parables are presents. They were given to us a long, long time ago, before your great grandparents were born. So you don't have to take them or buy them, they're already ours. And this box, this maybe parable, has a lid on it. But to lift the lid of a parable and really understand what it's about, you have to be ready. And it helps to get really still inside. Like maybe you're taking walks outside right now and you see those butterflies moving their wings. And you know that if you're not quiet, if you just rush up to that butterfly, it's going to fly away and you'll never get close to it and see the little antennas on its head or see the colors on its wings. But I know, let's open this and see what kind of parable is in here. I have something that will help. Whoa! I have a lot of somethings. But this part is green. Wow! It's big. It's very big and green. Huh. I wonder what could be so green. There's something else we have. We have this. What could that be? It almost looks like maybe a handle? A rainbow without any color? I don't know. Oh, there's another one. But this one is kind of rough and scratchy. It's close to the same color. Now there are two of them. Are they two handles? Well, it's hard to see what they are when we just have these things. I've got something else. Aha. It's this. Maybe it's a television. Maybe it's a picture frame. Maybe somebody lives in there. And look at this. Wow, this is getting to be really strange. This, and this, and this. Oh no. What is that? A railroad track? Huh. Maybe there's a path in between. Maybe, look at this, there's more. Maybe it's like a catcher's cage in baseball. Oh, could it be a jail? Huh. Let's see. What do we have here? We have some people. So this must be a house for people. This is a father. And these are his two sons. So maybe it's the story about the man who had two sons. And this is a servant, sometimes called a hired hand. It's somebody you pay to help you around the house or to help you work in the yard or on the farm. So we have 4 people in this house. Well, there's something else in here, but there's nothing that'll help us start. So I think we'll just start the parable. Once, there was someone who said amazing things and did wonderful things, and people started to follow him. But when they followed Jesus, he kept talking about a place called the Kingdom of Heaven. But they'd never been to such a place. They didn't know anybody who had been to such a place. It was not a place any of them had even heard of. So one time, when they couldn't help it, they asked Jesus, "What is the kingdom of heaven like?" And Jesus said, "The kingdom of heaven is like a man who had 2 sons. And one day, the youngest son said to his father, 'Father, give me my share of the inheritance. Give me my share of that money that will be mine, that belongs to you.' And so the father divided up his money and gave part of it to the older son and part of it to the younger son, who took the money after a few days, all of it. He gathered up everything he had, and he went far away to a distant land, a faraway country. And he started to spend everything he had, all the money, on wild living until he didn't have anything left. And then, when he was in this faraway, distant country, a famine came to the land. That means the food was not growing and there was not enough to eat. And now this younger son had no money. And so he decided that he needed to be a hired hand, a servant. And he worked for somebody in the country who had pigs. And by this time, the younger son was in rags. And he sat with the pigs, and he fed them, and he would gladly have eaten the pods that the pigs were eating, but nobody offered him anything to eat. And one day, the son said to himself, "All of my father's hired hands, my father's servants, have everything they want to eat and more. And here I am with nothing. I will get up and I will go to my father and I will say, 'Father, I've sinned before you and against God. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Just treat me like one of your hired hands, like one of your servants.'" And so the son did. He got up and he started on the long road toward home. But while he was still far away from his house, the father saw his son and he ran out to greet him. He gave his son a hug and a warm welcome. And the son said to his father, "Father, I have sinned against you and before heaven. I'm no longer worthy to be called your son. Treat me like one of your servants." But the father said to the servant, "Come, give my son a robe and a ring for his finger and sandals for his feet, and get the fatted calf, We are going to eat and celebrate and have a great party because this son of mine who was lost is now found. That he was he was far away and now we have him back. Now the older brother who had stayed at home was working in the fields, and he started to hear the sound of singing and dancing and celebrating. And so he came home and he asked the servant, "What is going on?" The servant said, "Your father has gotten the fatted calf ready, and everyone is feasting because the brother of yours who was lost is now found. He's returned to us." Now the brother went to the father and said, "Father, I have stayed with you. You have killed the fatted calf for your son who wasted all of your money in wild living. And I have stayed and obeyed you and done everything you said and worked hard for you in the fields. You have not even given me a goat to celebrate with my friends." And the father said to the older brother, "But son, we had to celebrate. This brother of yours was lost and is now found." I wonder if these people have names. I wonder if the older brother ever listened to his father and came to join the celebration. I wonder if the older brother shared the money he had with his younger brother, now that the younger brother didn't have any. I wonder how the servant felt about what was going on. I wonder why the father was so happy to see his younger son who had wasted all of his money on wild living. I wonder where the mother is in this story. I wonder if it would have been different if there had been a mother there. I wonder what you wonder about this story. I wonder if you have ever felt like running away from home. I wonder if you've ever changed your mind and come back. I wonder if you know how much your parents love you. I wonder where this place could really be. And I wonder how it's like the kingdom of heaven. I wonder if you could draw a picture about what you might spend your money on if you had some money. I wonder if you will come back next week and hear a different parable, a very, very different parable called The Deep Well.